A very good morning, dear students. Welcome to e-learning classes of Sacred Hearts of the subject economics. Dear students, in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the sources of rural credit, in which we have discussed about the non-institutional sources such as the Mahajans, money lenders, village traders and so on, who were exploitative in nature, and initially they were just occupying the 93% of the rural credit sources. Thereafter, gradually, there comes a change as they were more and more exploitative, and then the institutional sources came into the existence with the efforts of the government. And if we talk about the institutional sources of rural credit, then it used to include the banks, the other financial institutions such as NABARD and cooperative societies and so on. Thereafter, we have discussed their role and their importance in the context of the rural credit. Now, dear students, today we are going to discuss about the microcredit programs and the self-help groups. Dear students, microcredit means giving small loans to the individual so that they can become self-employed or they can establish their own business on a small scale so that they can become the self-sufficient and self-dependent. Further, microcredit programs were started to help the people, specifically in the underdeveloped countries where the banking system or the financial system was not that much sound. If we talk about India, so in India, one such microcredit program is self-help groups, that is also known as SHG. And if we talk about the self-help groups, then it used to promote the habit of saving among the rural households, and these small savings are mobilized by the self-help groups and offer credit to the different members depending on their need, their requirement, and specifically on the easy terms. Now see further, rural banking, a critical evaluation. Now we are going to discuss about the critical evaluation will be there of the rural banking. There are some plus points and some negative points. Initially, we will discuss about the benefits. So the very first point, rural banking in India has significantly expanded over the time, and the expansion has been significant, particularly since after the nationalization of commercial bank, and it was held in 1969. Thereafter, the nationalization of commercial banks marked the beginning of social banking in the rural area. What is the meaning of social banking? When the banking is being executed with the objective of social welfare and upliftment of the weaker section, then it is considered as the social banking. Now the third point, establishment of NABARD, which is the apex institution in the context of the rural banking and credit. And the fourth and last point, it is not denying the fact that the institutional credit has gone a long way in liberating the farmers from the debt trap of the Mahajan and the money lenders. Initially, the farmers, the small and marginal farmers, were kept in the trap of the Mahajans. Now, see the deficiency. The very first point, banking credit or institutional credit has invariably been tied to the collateral. That means the rural banking or the credit banking is being sufficient or being invariably limited to the amount of collateral security. That means if you are not having any collateral, in that condition the loan will be not given to the farmer. Second, owing to the political populism, that means the political parties are just interfering in the context and in the recovery of the credit, and due to their laxity, the recovery of loan is getting down, and which has demotivated the banking system or the commercial banks to provide loans specifically to the rural people. And last, apart from the commercial banks, most financial institutions, only the commercial bank is there that have actively participated, but other commercial institutions have just failed in participating in the context of the rural banking. Now see, the next and the last topic of that is the agricultural marketing. Just see over here, beta. Just after harvesting, what is the marketing? Just after the harvesting, the farmers need to assemble their produce on the farms process it, grade it, package it, and store it before it finally bought. So in the simple words, what we can say, agricultural marketing includes all the processes between the harvesting and the final sale of the agricultural product by the farmers. Now just see further, agricultural marketing may be defined as a process which involves the different steps. And what are these steps? The very first, gathering of produce after harvesting. Second, processing of the produce. Third, grading of the produce according to its quality. Next, packaging the produce according to the buyer preference, that means as per the need and the desire of the consumer. Next, storing the produce for the future sale until and unless the demand is created in the market. In the last one, that is the selling the produce when the price is lucrative. Lucrative, that means the profitable. Now the one concept is there, distress sale. What is the distress sale, dear students? It is a particular situation where the farmers are bound to sell their output at the low cost even when it is not completely ripe out. Why? Because they are in the need of the finance. So it is known as a distress sale. That means for the recovery of some amount of some financial assistance, they used to sell their output on the very low cost. This is all about today. God bless you all. Lots of love.